I see that there's already a lot of people connected. So it's 11 and 6 minutes, we can start. So we start thanks to this COVID-19. We have the idea to engage the time doing something from home, because I guess almost or a good quantity of people is connected now. It's from home due to the constriction that we are having. And the idea is to start to do a series of webinars per subject in order to don't take more than 1 hour. For some, we will take even less than 1 hour. And we will follow different topics. We will start with the door entry system, and then we will touch other subjects. The idea is to do once per week. We will see in the end when it will be the next one. So today we are going to talk about the two-wire system. As you know, Biticino has several systems, and the topic of today is two-wire system. So we will talk about two wires advantage and where to use it, the catalog segmentation. We use as well we talk as well about the indoor units and the outdoor units. Installation principle, a bit of technical things to understand the main rules, and the quotation tools available, because it's important to know how to make a list. So we started from the bell, and we arrived in a few years to the mobile connection, passing through our successful two wires. So the solution we are having today, to make it quite schematic, is to have a kit offer that we have quite a lot of kits as Biticino that are mainly designed for the single house, the single apartment entrance, or for the villa. Then we are having the two-wire system that is covering all the needs, because we can start from the single house and arrive till a compound of towers. And we have as well the D45 system that it's using a Cat5 cable. It's not an IP solution, but it's just using a commodity in the market that is the Cat5 cable, that is mainly designed for big towers and big compound. Just to give you an example, the typical environment could be the Asian market, like China, cities, Dubai, where there are skyscrapers. So today we will be focused about two-wire system. So we have solution for every kind of buildings and every kind of need. Let's start with the internal unit. I try to summarize what we have in catalog, starting from the 7 inches going down to the simple and economical concept. Let's see by step each device. So today, a frequent need is someone that is ringing, like the expert courier, and we are out of office. We are out of home. So we are, for example, in the office. And the needs is to reply and maybe open the gate to let him enter and leave the deliveries. Biticino created a few years ago the class 300X, that it was the first connected video door internal unit that has a Wi-Fi board card inside. It's available in 2 colors, and it has a nice application from anywhere you can reply to your house. This internal unit 7 inch, we introduced last year the new class 100 that is replacing the whole range of class 100, with the big difference that instead to be 3.5 inches, the entry level is becoming now 5 inches. So we have the same aesthetics for 3 different products, because we have basic, the intermediate with the additional 4 push button, and the connected version. The big advantage of the new class 100 is to give a solution for the mass apartments project, where the class 300 was or quite expensive because its main target was the villa. We create this that has as well the needs of less power. So if with the class 300X you need a dedicated power supply in a single apartment when you put in several apartments, with the class 100X you need only 1 power supply up to 16 flats if it's Wi-Fi. If it's not Wi-Fi, you can put it more. Then we have audio and 3 to match the same aesthetic of the class 100 and 3, and handset for the handset lover. And we have as well the entry level with the handset that is the, let's say, the economical version for the project where is needed the price. So we say now the standard is connected. I show you a nice video. Okay, let's move now to the outdoor panels. Outdoor panels, as well, we have a huge catalog divided in outdoor panels for the building and for the single entry. We have the sphere that I think everyone knows. Sphere is available in 3 colors: the all metal, the aluminum, that is the most sold, the white, and the dark gray. We have as well the Sfera Robur, that is the vandal-proof version, IK10, so it's the most strength solution. The advantages of Sfera is to have a complete catalog where you can choose the product you need, or better, the function you need inside the external panel. So the external panel can be composed like a Lego. You can add the door lock. There are 3 different cameras, 90 degree, under 35, or night and day, under 35 degree. We have as well an inductive loop for the deaf people. Badge reader can be put one beside the other one, or one over the other one. So as well is helping the architect to design the aesthetic of the entrance of the houses. We have as well a monoblock solution that is the Linear 300 that is vandal-proof. We have the solution with push button, and the solution with the digital alphanumeric and key code that has as well a speaker with some voice message that you can activate, like the door is open, welcome, something like this. And for the single house or for this private apartment entrance, we have the Linear 3000 that is made in Zamac, is IK10, so it's like a vandal-proof, and has a double push button here, so you can have 2 different codes. It's available in audio only, video, and video with the lock release badges. And the entry level that is made by aluminum, single or 2 push button, video and audio. Okay, I would like now to go to the installations principle, because when we design the 2 wires, our main target is to make simple installation for the contractors, and as well simple solution when you go to offer the system. But the installation is very important, because who is on the field is the one have to make the system in a short time and make it working, and don't spend time for long programmation and configuration. Let's see the limits of the system. Each riser can have 99 internal units, even if there is a way to pass these limits, but we will see later. 200 meters distance between the external panel and the internal unit, the last internal unit. Each riser, so it's 200 meters we say, can be expanded 3 times. So it means we can have 600 meters. And we can make 39 riser with each one 99, 100, depending on the configuration, but it means close to 3,900 internal units. So this is the maximum limit, and you see the capacity of the system this way. How is composed a single home? So all the gray line you see is just a pair of wires. We have the external panel connected to the power supply. In this case, we have the compact power supply, and we go inside to the internal unit. This is the in-out connection. For a building, we recommend mainly to use the floor shunt, because on the floor you can connect different apartments using the floor shunt. It's very small. And each one has 4 outputs, so you can connect 4 apartments. And this is the typical multiple riser solution. So we have riser interface, that is divided by the other riser. Each one is independent, and there is a backbone who connect all the riser together. In case of multiple riser, we have as well a solution using the fiber optic if we have super huge compound. So we see that the 2 wires, it's ideal for the refurbishment and perfect for the new building. We recommend to use our 2 wires because the twisting and the sides give the possibility to reach 200 meters. If you have an existing building and the wires are old, you cannot replace because there's no way to pass a new wire, yes, you can use the existing wires with the limit of 50 meters. If you use a data cable, you are to a middle way between the 2 kind of cables. A data cable, I mean, using only 1 pair. It's important to use a pair because it's giving the balance to the signal. Okay, let's see the most simple solution, that is audio. For audio, the connection on the riser is just with connectors. You put the 2 wires together, and that's all. Super easy connection. For the video, there is some more rules to keep a good signal. So the typical installation is external panel, power supply that has in and output, and the riser. If you have up to 2 entry panel, you connect in parallel to the input. If you have more than 2, we use the audio video node. With the audio video node, it could be single or multiple if you have many. You can connect up to 4 internal units to each input, and you can create 4 separate riser and a normal power supply connected. Then there are 2 kinds of distribution inside the building. The in-out, that is typical when you go to do a refurbishment and you already have a cabling or a pass through for the wires that is done in this way. So you go to the first apartment, then the second, then the third, then the third. This has an advantage is to keep the existing pipes, and a disadvantage that is to make a longer wiring to reach the last one. So remember to calculate the distances. The typical installation that is performed 95% of the time is the one with the floor distributor. So we have external panel, power supply, and then floor distributor with the apartment connected. In each apartment, we can have 1 or more than 1 internal unit. For example, here you can see an apartment with 1 7-inch, 1 5-inch, and 1 hands-free. Inside the apartment, it's usually better to connect it in-out, or most of the time is connected in-out. Each floor distributor can have maximum for each branch 3 units connected, up to maximum 4 branches. How to configure? Because the cabling is very simple, we need to give an address to the devices. The devices that need an address are the external panel and the internal unit. And the razor shunt if we have a razor shunt. So what you have for sure and 100% of the time is external panel, internal unit. So external panel has P, that is the number of the panel. We usually start with 0, so nothing and 0 is the same. N is the number of the first call. So if you want to call first the apartment number 3, you will put inside the N the number 3. Then you have door lock time that normally is not configured, but if you want to change the timing, that usually it's 3 seconds, you can change it. And S, if you have different external panel, you can choose a different ring. So you know immediately, without to see the video, from where it's coming. This is the configured example of 3 external panels. We use the green configurator that are numbered from 0 till 9. We can compose units and digits. And as well, inside the internal unit. Internal unit, we must configure N, that is the number of the internal unit. Usually we start from the first one, the number 1, and we go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of the time, the number of the internal unit is matching the number of the apartment. So if you have 12 apartments, you will have the number from 1 to 12. If you have 21, you see the 2, the digits, and 1 in the units. The nice things of the configuration is can be done on site, as well can be delivered the system from the warehouse already configured. You just write the number of the unit, you can send a contractor to install it, and he has already everything pre-configured. An example of 2 apartments, number 1 and number 2. Or an example of 2 apartments with multiple internal units. All the internal units inside the apartment, they have the same address because the address, it's matching the push button. So the first push button will call together the apartment number 1. What we have to do when we have multiple video inside, or as well if you have audio and video. On the last unit on the line, in this case what we call master, we have to put the micro switch that there's behind in on. It's like I used to make an example. Think the wiring like a pipe with the water. You have to close the tap at the end to don't lose the video signal instead of the water. So the limitation you have could be 2. One is physical limit due to distance, so more than 200 meters for each system, or absorption, because you put devices that need a lot of power, or you put many devices. The second limit you can have is the number of addresses. So, for example, if you have in one riser 130 internal units, but you can put only, we say, 100. So you have to create a second riser with a logical expansion and give restart with the address from the 101 going up till the address 12. Let's see the distance limit that are the most easy to reach, mainly if you use the standard cabling. So, I mean, straight wires. If you have audio, the limit is almost unreachable because you have 1,000 meters between external panel and internal unit. Consider always that the power supply is in the middle, because if you move the power supply close to one of the two devices, you have always to divide 50% and 50% from the power supply, the distances. If you have video using the Viticino cable, you have 200 meters, external panel, internal unit. And if you put the interfaces, the expansion, you have 200, 200, 200, you arrive up to 600 meters. Power supply, it's supplying 1.2 amp. It's important, if you have a quite big installation, to do the calculation of the power you need. You can do manually using the table of calculation that you find over the technical guide, or over instruction sheet you have the power in standby for any device, and you have to consider always the full standby power plus one internal unit on. Otherwise, a faster solution is to use U-diagram. It is the software to design the system. We will see something later. So, arrived to this point, the last question is sure how to make a quotation. To make a quotation, we have technical department that can help you or can make it. But if you want to be quick, fast, and able to do by yourself, we have two solutions. One, the super accessible for anyone, because it's for simple system, and with a wizard. If you go over the Viticino website, you can arrive to the web configurator in two ways. One is clicking over software and app, this is viticino.com website, or just going below here, that you see. Here there are two possibilities, new class 100 or two wires video door. You click over one of these two, and you arrive to this page. In the bottom of the page, there is this. You click door entry system configuration. This is the direct address. With the direct link, you can go directly over the web page of the configurator. The other solution is the U-diagram software. It is this one below. That is a software that you have to download over your computer. So the two different solution is video configurator, where you have single, double house, and condominium. You have a simple wizard, and as well you have the condominium solution, and then there is a wizard that is asks you how many internal unit you need, how many external panel you need, what kind of aesthetic you want of external panel, the internal units. You can configure everything, and this gives you a list of products. The second solution is for more complicated project, and is giving as well the configuration, because you know exactly what is the configuration for each device. That is the things written in blue. There is configuration plus the ID number to understand which one is the item when you talk with someone that maybe is not in front beside you, and is doing as well the calculation of the power supply. So you can modify and compose even big compound with this tool. We will do a dedicated webinar next week for the video configurator. Will be quite short, but it will show how it works. We have as well a news that became available recently, I guess during March. It's part of the kits offer that use 2 wires. It's not working exactly with the 2-wire system, but is using 2 wires. It's a new kit with a 7-inch monitor and it's available in 2 colors, white or black, and it's connected. So now we have an offer for the single house that required a connected solution. This is the cheapest solution as entry level that we are having with the connector. So we have class 300X, class 100X, and now we have as well a kit. Very competitive. Cabling is done with simple power supply, like the charger of the telephone, with this cable that is given the possibility to put the power supply in distribution box or somewhere else. So if you don't have space in the box behind, you will arrive with 2 + 2 wires, 2 connected directly with the internal unit, and 2 that come from the power supply. And then the configuration of the internal unit will be exactly the same we do with the other 2 devices. Using the mobile, we configure quickly the account and the call to the mobile. The webinar regarding the 2-wire system, so that we took 40 minutes. I talk about all the subject. If you have any question, you can write inside the chat. And the next appointment we have is next Tuesday, 21st April at 11. We will talk about the web configurator. I will show you how to do a simple list, simple quotation using, or a list because there's no prices there, list of the item using the web configurator. That is quite easy. So I hope you enjoy the webinar. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some questions that maybe is interesting to follow and to answer to.
Okay.
The first one is from a client that is asking how to set up the push button in the entrance panel.
How to set up the push button in the entrance panel. So the entrance panel has 2 connectors where you put the push button. So you just have to close the contact over the push button. Then, if you are putting this at the entrance of a bank, we have an additional device to put directly over the bus to avoid that a smart burglar can remove the external panel and close the contact. But most of the time, you just connect the push button to the two connectors behind. Then I see another question. It is possible to operate electric gates for garage with, for example, class 100. It's possible to open gates remotely with key fob remote directly from car. Yes, because if you have the connected version, you can use the application to open the door. If it's a garage, you need only to use a dry contact. You have to set up the external panel to give you the dry contact instead to use the to give the 12 volts for the door lock. Then there is what about calling from internal unit to software and back? Yes, you can call from the internal unit. You can do a call. No, you can call from the telephone. You can call the internal unit, and you can talk. For example, you have the maid inside the house. You can do a call, and she reply from the internal unit. This it's something very easy to do. And then how we can call from switchboard to entrance panel. From switchboard to entrance panel, you can call from any switchboard, any external panel connected, because it's the same procedure that you can do. You can switch on the camera and the speaker and talk. And okay, I don't see any other question.
Yeah.
Video is being recorded. It's possible to receive copy of it to share it with our colleagues who weren't able to participate today. It's the video is recorded, and Simina will write to her, and she can give you the video. The idea in the future is to put the video over a website. And the last question is, can I call from an apartment to other? Yes, of course, depend to the device you have, because with the basic device, not. With the standard device with additional push button, yes, you can. Remember, standard device has 4 push buttons. It means you can call 4 different apartments. If you have the class 300, because you have a menu, you can call, if I remember well, up to 30 apartments. And it's possible to communicate between apartments at the time limit. The time limit for communication. Okay. Remember that the 2-wire has a single communication channel. So we set up a limit in time. It is 1 minute 30. Mean you can talk 1 minute 30, and then automatically it closes the communication, because in this way you keep free the system, because you can talk with your neighborhood, but if someone is ringing, it's receive the signal that it's busy. So you have to wait maybe the remaining 30 seconds because you're already waiting since 1 minute. And it's not a system to communicate. You cannot talk 1 hour, because in any case you're talking with your neighborhood, there is telephone or stairs to go to visit your neighborhood if it's necessary. So that's why the limitation of 1 minute and a half. Okay, I don't see any other question. Thank you for everyone for the participation. And I see that there are still 45 people connected, and see you soon next week. Goodbye and have a nice